going to be giving you a movie review on The Patriot. This film was released the weekend before July 4th in the year 2000. This Roland Emmerich historical action film doubled its $110 million budget. Mel Gibson stars as a peaceful farmer living in South Carolina in 1776, who is compelled to lead the colonial militia after a sadistic British officer needlessly murders his son. Suddenly changing from a relaxed and loving individual to a violent soldier hell-bent on revenge, Gibson provides a convincing and emotionally strong performance that drives the almost 3-hour movie. When he storms out of his burning house, carrying a literal handful of weapons, it's obvious he means business and has passed the point of no return. As the determined father leads his ragtag group of men into a battle, he proves to be a resourceful and resilient strategist, often outsmarting the British, including one remarkable moment when he participates in a prison exchange using dummies. The talented ensemble supporting cast includes Heath Ledger, Jason Isaacs, Chris Cooper, Tom Wilkinson, Adam Baldwin, and dozens of other faces that populate the battlefields. The men and the few ladies present do a fine job with the period-accurate dialogue, but only Isaacs really stands out from the crowd with his impossibly despicable portrayal of the fiendish redcoat. Overtly reluctant to war with England, our titular hero warns early that an elected legislator can trample a man's rights as easily as a king can. Besides giving us insight, the man's intellect and understanding of 18th century politics, the line is a poignant commentary on today's culture. Some 200 years later, many of the most gruesome deaths happen just out of view, but the R-rated picture still exhibits some decidedly graphic moments, particularly those involving Gibson's trusty hatchet. But as far as war movies go, the on-screen brutality is rather tame. Emmerich certainly has a flair for the instantaneous and grand, delivering on this trademark by delivering sweeping anamorphic shots in beautiful slow motion. Sometimes this big Hollywood style works and is suitably appropriate for the epic action on screen, but other times it feels decidedly graphic moments, particularly those involving Gibson's trusty hatchet. But as far as war movies go, the on-screen brutality is rather tame. Emmerich certainly has a flair for the instantaneous and grand, delivering on this trademark by delivering sweeping anamorphic shots in beautiful slow motion. Sometimes this big Hollywood style works and is suitably appropriate for the epic action on screen, but other times it feels particularly cheesy and unnecessary. The soundtrack by the immensely prolific John Williams may not be his best work, but the pulsing mix of strings and woodwinds provide a lively and patriotic backdrop to the adventure. The leisurely paced narrative tends to repeat itself, but comes marching back with an exciting finale battle scene that unfortunately is also complete fiction. Although it functions as a poor and generally inaccurate actual Revolutionary War, the film does contain authentic and realistic costumes and locations. Despite its many redeeming qualities, the film will always share unavoidable and unfavorable comparisons to Gibson's earlier war epic, which is Braveheart, which is much stronger execution of a near-identical story involving lost love, flag-carrying speeches, and ragtag heroes taking on the mighty British Empire. Perhaps that's why it won 5 Academy Awards, whereas its colonial counterpart could only secure 3 technical nominations. Given their similarity, I'll always choose the best picture to rewatch on a lazy summer afternoon, but this picture still has a great deal of entertainment value. Thank you for watching my review on the movie The Patriot.